To make this beautiful simple short gown, we are going to be cutting it on bias fold. So the client gave me 6 yards of fabric, but I'll be using 4 yards for the dress. So I already cut out 2 yards that will be returning to her out of it. So, but for easy understanding, I'll be using these 2 yards to show us how to put our fabric on bias fold for this style. So let's say this is my 4 yards of fabric. My 4 yards of fabric, I fold it into 2. This is it, into 2. So after having it into 2 this way, then I'm going to go ahead. Just take a look at what I'm doing. This is it unfold. You can see this is the open edge. You can see it. So from this edge, I'm going to fold this way to have this triangular shape. You can see. So that means this is what we call bias. So our measurement will be taken from this point. So this is going to be our center line. Let me open it again for you to see. After folding your fabric into 2, from this edge here, you can just put your hand just the way I'm having my hand here at this point here. Then bring this to this side. So you can see that you're having this triangular shape. So this line here is going to be our center line. So all our circumference measurements will be taken towards this direction. So let me quickly place our fabric, the main fabric we'll be using for the design, for us to see. So this is the main fabric we want to use, the 4 yards of fabric. I already have it folded the way I show you, with a small piece of fabric, with the 2 yards of fabric. Now I want you to know the measurement is also vital to make this simple dress. You don't need much measurement. You need the full gown length, that's the length of the gown, where you want it to reach, maybe the knee or above the knee, below the knee, or as you like. Then we have the bust measurement, we have the hip measurement, shoulder, sleeve length, and round sleeve. So those are the basic measurement that is required for this design. Now, having folded my fabric on bias, I pin it down so that it doesn't move around. Then I'll look for where I can have my shoulder, because I need to have the width of my shoulder. You know, shoulder is usually divided into 2. So the shoulder for this dress is 16. So 16 divided by 2 will give us 8. You know, this is fold on bias. So in a way, it is going to be kind of free. It's not going to be tight, because it's fold on bias. So I don't need much allowance. So here I have 8.5 inches. So at this point, I can start my measurement. So I can decide that, okay, this is where I'm starting my measurement, because it's wide enough to contain the shoulder divided by 2. So I have 8.5. The shoulder divided by 2 is actually 8, because it is 16 inches. So having done this, the next thing I'm going to do is to mark our neck, our shoulder slope. Then we start the detail measurement. So I can proceed, because I've already confirmed that this length is going to give me the 45 inches plus my allowance, although there is going to be a little joining at the end here, but it's not going to be much. So the next thing is to mark the point for my shoulder slope. I'll be using 2.5 inches. So from this center line, I mark 2.5. Having marked this 2.5, I mark my shoulder, which is 8 inches. Then from this my shoulder, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. I'm going to connect this to form my shoulder slope. So this is the point of my shoulder slope from this 2.5 connected to this 1 inch. The next thing is to take my neck measurement, the neck width and the neck depth. I'll be taking the neck depth for both front and the back. So the design is going to be having a collar. I don't want it to be too wide. So it's going to be 3 inches. 3 inches wide. And then the depth is going to be 3 inches for the front neckline. And then 0.75, that's 3/4 for the back neckline. I don't want it to be up to 1 inch. So I'm going to be connecting these points together. Okay. Just try to use your free hand if you don't have the curve ruler. And just do freehand sketch. I do freehand sketch too. Sorry. I connected to the 2.5 instead of 3 inches. I'm sorry. Just for the back neckline. Okay, having done this, I will be taking my armhole depth. So my armhole depth is going to be shoulder divided by 2. Shoulder divided by 2, remember the shoulder we are working with is 16. So shoulder divided by 2, I'm going to be having 8 inches. So I'm not adding to it. I'm just using the 8 inches because it's a free dress. So automatically it's going to be light, it's going to be loose on the body. So I want to confirm the 8 inches. The 8 inches is actually here. Okay, so I take my armhole around here. Normally, if you are conversant with my video, you would have seen how I take the measurement for armhole curve, but I won't be doing that here because it's just a free dress, like I said. So the next thing is to take my bust measurement. My bust measurement is 44 divided by 4 because we have it on fold. So divided by 4 will give me 11 inches. So I have my 11 inches here. Then the next I'm going to be having is, okay, to my full length. My full length is 45. I'm adding allowance to it for sewing and joining of the shoulder. So I'm making it 46.5. So I'll just take the 46.5 all through the bodice. So starting from my shoulder. So it's going to give me a kind of curve shape. Like I said earlier, it's going to be having a slight joining around here, around the down part. Let me bring it up to show us. Okay, at this point, the length is not complete. You can see here the length is complete here, but at the other head there it is not complete. So I will just cut out this part, then I'll show you how to pin it in order for you to complete the length over there. I added a little inch allowance to the armhole. Don't want it to be too wide, because the client doesn't want it to be too wide. She wants it to be slightly free on the. She wants it to be slightly loose on the body. So as you can see, this is the outcome of the flare dress. So I'm just going to pin down fabric to this part. You can see this part. You can see how. So I'll just place a matching fabric on it, under it, at about ½ inch. Then I'm going to complete the measurements. So I will retake the measurement from up to confirm that I have it complete. Let me pin it in place, then I'll come back and show us. So I did the same thing to the upper part. This is the lower part that I pinned. I did the same thing, looking for the matching part of the fabric to complete the joining. So I took my measurement, then I cut it out. So I will just join this little piece. You can see that it's not much. By the time I hem it, it's not going to be too obvious that the dress is having the joining at the down part. So let me open it up for us to see. Okay, before that, I'll just cut our neckline for the back first, then our shoulder slope, then I will open it up, remove one of it for the back bodice, then I'll be cutting this for the front neckline. It's going to have an opening with blankets, and then collar is going to be there. So this is a flare dress. Okay, let me just put this back. It's a flare dress. You can see. Oh, very nice. So this is it. This is the back bodice. Then I'm having the front bodice. So it's going to have an opening here of about 7 inches at the front, where I'm going to be having my blankets. So remember, I already have 3 inches. So by that time I'm adding 7 inches blankets to it. It's going to be wide enough to enter the neckline. It is even a free dress. So this is more or less like a design. This is a free dress, even without this opening. Still going to enter the neck. Okay, so just stop at that point. So Next, we are going to be meeting on the sewing table to see how this is put together to form our dress. So for the collar, you can check my video on how to cut collar, how to cut sleeve, how to make blanket for all that. So this dress is going to be having a pocket in it. So for the sake of this pocket, I just want to show you how you can go about the cutting of your pocket. So I just pick one side of the fabric, the remaining part of the fabric. So I already have it folded into two. Then I fold it again. That means I have 4 this way. So I'm just going to place my hand like this. Then I'm going to draw out the shape of my hand. So my hand is a bit small, so I'm going to add some allowances to it so that it will be enough to accommodate my client's hand as well. So it's not going to be a big pocket. I just make sure that I have up to at least 6.5 7 inches opening here. Okay, like I said earlier, let me just increase it. This is 5.5. I want it to be around 6.5. So I'll just add ½ inch on both sides, to this side and then to this side, ½ inch. So I just connect it, and that is all for the pockets. So just cut it out. And this is what I'll be sewing into the dress as pockets. Okay. So I have 2 pockets here. Okay, this is for one side, then the other one for the other side. So you can see. So that's just the simple way to go about your pockets. So thank you very much for viewing. See you in my next video. Bye.